last few times we've played Sultai decks, they've just been bad green-black, and I really don't like playing, like, a lot of the decks we play on stream aren't tier 1 by any means, but they're not, I generally try to shy away from things that are just, like, poop versions of other things that aren't doing something, like, genuinely different and powerful, and the last few times we've played Sultai, it's just felt like bad green-black. Alright, what do our Magic cards do? Are we supposed to mulligan? Add X mana of any one color to your mana pool, or X the number of allies you control, okay. Or another ally enters your control. Okay, so this is Champion of the Parish. I don't know what I know what these two cards do. We have 5 cards that I couldn't tell you the Oracle text on. So let me figure this out if this is a keep. Kabira Evangel. When this or another ally enters control under your control, choose a color. Allies. That's pretty good. Ged Thief enters. Target player reveals from their hand. Wow, that's pretty dope. Rally, or another ally enters into your control, you can double strike. I mean, this looks like a keep. I am by no means an ally expert, but I believe this is a keep. Read them as they're on the stack. I feel like most people watching this video were going to have to, like, look up the Oracle text of most of those cards. So me sitting there reading them was probably beneficial for most people. That was probably worth many people's time. It's probably a worthwhile thing for many people currently watching. Stream Decker is saving the stream at the moment. That's great. Oh, Peace thinking, ugh, Valakut. They're going to be pleasantly surprised when we play Ally Encampment next turn. Just like, oh, that's not what I was expecting. Thank you, Hogland. We're an aggressive deck. Maybe we have a good Tron matchup. We're an aggressive deck. Maybe we have a good Tron matchup. What's the start time for the long? It's Friday. I'm starting at 9 a.m. tomorrow, and I'm running until 9 a.m. on Saturday. OP is ghosting, but doesn't know what the text on our cards do. Next turn's actually kind of sweet. We can go Survivalist and to activate this cast Bushwhacker. That's actually, like, really good, right? Wait, is this an ally? Holy shit, this is an ally! I just thought this was in our deck because it was a good card. I was like, let's just put some good cards in our deck. Yeah, we actually have, like Bushwhacker pieces this into, like, a really aggressive start. And then, like, we get to play Thief next turn, right? And, like, start stripping cards out of their hand. Holy shit! Are we about to kill them? Are we about to kill them, chat? I think we might be about to win. This is exciting. I'm excited. Our deck is good. Our deck is good. Hey, Jenkins, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for supporting mine this month with your Twitch Prime. Welcome. Thanks to everyone for hanging out. Hope you're having at least half a good a time as I am. Battling our first game, our first match with allies, learning what all our cards do. Do I have a food stockpile for 24 hours? Yeah, I always keep snacks stocked in the house, Matt Man. And I'm also going to be doing takeout throughout the day. I plan to order lunch and dinner. If we draw a land next turn, we get to go Thief into this. Wait, is this lethal? This isn't lethal, right? This is only, this will be 8, 12. We're too short of lethal. We're too short of lethal. We only have 12. We only have 12. I do, however, get to do this into Cleric. Oh, I did miss lethal. Yeah, because I could have played this and then had 4/5. So now I miss lethal because I could have done this into this. Chat is correct. I did miss lethal. I get to take 2 cards out of their hand, so maybe we're okay here, but I definitely missed lethal. I could have done Cleric into... No, I wanted to trigger this multiple times. Yeah, so I could have gone Cleric into Blame. This sequence that I'm taking right now is better in the face of Dismember, and it's better... Oh, I can take lands with this? That's kind of sweet. Okay, look, they actually had a Dismember here, so not going for lethal was ideal. And I'm actually going to take their Dismember because I don't want them to Dismember this in response to my next ally. So playing around a removal spell actually ended up being good. So I didn't realize that I could have threatened lethal this turn, but the fact that even if I would have seen that, I don't think I wanted to. I think I'd rather just pick apart their hand. No, 24 hours is tomorrow. Starting at 9 a.m. and we're gonna do as close to 24 hours as my body can handle. They must have Ugin or O-Stone, right? Yeah, there's an O-Stone, so we'll take that one away. Oh, does it not put them in the revealed card zone? It didn't put them in the revealed card zone. Seriously? So what is their hand? They have Karn, they have Relic, and they have what else? Power Plant, Karn, Relic. Thank you. Alright, well they're gonna be dead through a Karn here. So they need another O-Stone or an Ugin. You can take a land, yep. Alright. We might be able to beat Wormcoil even with Double Strike. Yeah, I think we beat Wormcoil too. I got you, McGee. I mean, if Ugin happens, Ugin happens. We can't play around that. Decks move up the donation queue. They get 1 point per day there in the queue, Demi-Eyes. So you can learn all about how the donation queue works here. So every $1 or 100 bits you cheer moves the deck up a point, and every day they're in the queue, they move up a point. So you can either pay extra money to cheat your deck to the front of the line, or you can just wait for it to pop up naturally. You have my attention. Just go down, Burgle. If they have to shoot that, then they're going to get got by the Double Strike Dork here. He's dead, Jim. He's dead, Jim. And then only his decks get played. Well, to be fair, he moves them up with dollars. We beat Tron with the Delver deck today. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Debbie Downers. We beat Tron with the Delver deck as well. Target player I feel like I want another Thief here, huh? Thief seems like it's pretty good. Cleric seems pretty medium. We probably Menace is okay, right? Scrapper's probably decent. How did you control the intro? I don't need trample. I don't need to draw cards. Menace might be okay, actually. I can see a Path to Exile being okay too. Oh, Evangel doesn't accomplish much, right? Protection from colors doesn't mean anything. So, like, this is just worse than having more 2-drops, right? Almost certainly. Gideon makes ally. He does make ally tokens, doesn't he? Alright, let's do it. Chad is so good. Tron doesn't usually play red sweepers anymore. I will actually donate money to your stream. Well, that's like a big one, to get actual dollars out of Burgle. Burgle doesn't throw his dollars just anywhere. I can see Path being okay. I don't know. We can probably just Tuktuk Scrapper through him. Moto updated yesterday afternoon, and we didn't get to play Esper because the Moto update fragged my Moto install, and I had to sort it out off stream. So we played Esper Control this afternoon. It went back in the queue, and it'll be up on YouTube after I'm done today. Actually, just got done playing Esper. QJC Pigs, thank you for the Twitch Prime and welcome. I'm gonna keep this. We're not playing this deck to mulligan turn 1 vials, right? Grab Stomping Ground here. None of us play Magic Online for the software. We all play Magic Online because we enjoy playing Magic, let's be honest. If we hit a second land, we get to do this into the following turn, like this and this, which is pretty good. Pretty solid amount of aggression. They're not going to have Tron until 4 again, which is great for us. That was definitely why we were able to capitalize and win the second game. Like, the fact that they had a Forest on 2 and didn't have Tron until 4 was great for us. So if we're really lucky here, we should be able to run them down. They must have Sylvan Scrying in hand, otherwise they'd have cycled this star. This is game 2. We won game 1. Bushwhacker is like a touch awkward with Aether Vial. Allies was humans before humans was humans. So I think our sequence here is we put this in, and then next turn we'll put this in, and then the following turn in response to the Vial trigger, we'll floop this in. Yeah, this is a core ally, chat. This is we've got goblins and we've got cores and we've got humans. Just all allies are welcome here. Land. Ding. This doesn't give haste, right? Yeah, they just get 1. Okay, so we'll do this. We'll put in Oran-Rief Survivalist. Oh, I did this wrong, right? Yeah, I did this wrong. I should have put... No, I can't do both, right? I can't cheat it and get both. I do have a Discord chat. You can pop on into it using the instructions there. So we crack for 4 here. Put them to 16. This'll be a this is going to get up to a 3/3, and the next turn we can go Cleric into Bushwhacker. The opponent did keep 7, so they must have, like, spatial contortion or something here, right? What kind of things happen in said Discord chat? We talk about magic. We complain about salty life experiences. There's different channels for other video games and other things people do in life. I partake in a good portion of them. Discord's very accessible. I use it on my phone a lot. We can Bushwhacker off of the Vial, but we don't get the Surge trigger. But the Bushwhacker off the Vial is still going to have haste, and it's still going to work with, this, so that's nice. Oh, geez. Oh, geez. So, we're going to put this into play. I want to turn off auto yields, because in response to these triggers, are they dead? They might be dead. Nice, Amity. So this gives everything +4 attack, right? And this thing is, God, this is like kind of impressive. Yeah, math is for blockers for sure. I'm pretty sure this is lethal. Just like good, clean turn 4 kill after missing our second land drop on 2. We don't need Bushwhacker's trigger. Bushwhacker still has haste. It's still attacking for 6. This is 16 just between these 3. And then this is gonna be, it's like 7, and this is gonna be 5. Yeah, they are super dead. They are super dead. They need to have, like, Fog. They need to have Fog. Joe Lissette played Tron at the Grand Prix with a copy of Fog in the main deck, to be fair. They could Fog us here. Sure, you gotta dismember. I think you're still dead. While we're waiting for the next match to pop in this thing, I just like to thank everyone for hanging out. There's a lot of different things you could be doing, different people you could be watching. My name's Jeff Hogan. We're hanging out playing some sweet modern decks today here like we often do. This deck list, like many of the deck lists we play on the stream, is a viewer-submitted deck list. If you're interested in finding out how I can play your deck on stream, you'll want to head to bit.ly/HugelSellout. That is all the details on how the donation queue that I have here works and how you can add your deck of choice to it. You can also support my stuff by checking out some of my wonderful sponsors. MTGOtraders.com. I love to buy and sell some Magic Online cards with you. And if you use code Hoagland PayPal at checkout with them, you'll save 8% on your singles orders there. CoolStuffInc.com buys and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles. Using promo code Jeff5, you can save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards with them. InkedGaming.com would love to help you customize your gaming experience. Using code Jeff12, you can save 12% on custom playmats, mousepads, binders, and bags there. And of course, I'd like to welcome everyone out there to Hoaglandia. Please talk to your friendly neighborhood moderator about receiving your complimentary timeout. Well, we're not playing this deck to not keep Vial on 1, right? This is a good reminder for everyone that's put decks in the queue. If you, this is specifically to Demi-I's question. If you have a deck in the queue, I encourage you to give it a link on Goldfish or Tapped Out that you can update. And so long as you don't change the archetype that your deck is that you submitted, you are welcome to tune and test that deck and make changes while you wait for that deck to make it to the top of the queue. So, in fact, I encourage you to make changes to the deck to improve it as you test more. I'm gonna finish my bar now. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. That was just unpleasant. That was unpleasant. I have no other way to say it. That was just not. And I don't know how I was expecting that to go, but that was not it. Death and Taxes style decks are on the list of things that I don't enjoy playing in Modern. They're decks that play low power level cards and try to leverage that by playing more synergy together. And the synergy payoff they get for playing a bunch of low power level cards isn't worthwhile in my opinion. So I think basically the payoff that you're getting in exchange for the power sacrifices on raw card level that you're playing is not great. As far as EDH goes, I don't really play EDH. It doesn't make for good content on Twitch, and it doesn't make for popular content on Twitch at the very least. Trample seems pretty bad. I feel like that's got to be worse than just like more menace. What am I cutting here? Do you still think Dead Guy Ale is one of the best non-fair? I mean, to set the bar low, it's probably the best non-blue fair deck in Legacy, but I also don't think it's very good, if we're being honest with ourselves. I think it's mediocre at best. Relic shrinks their Tarmogoyf, and it does so while cantripping. Maybe that's not worth it. Maybe I just want more threats in my deck. So here's one of the things. You don't make your hand better against the deck full of discard spells by mulliganing more. So you should basically keep anything that's close to playable in matchups like this. The opponent's deck generally has one anger at most. Often they don't play any. So I think bringing in cards explicitly to counter Anger of the Gods is narrow. Also, we're by and large a tap-out aggro deck, so like holding up 2 mana to try and counter their 3-mana sweeper is also pretty unrealistic. A lot of their creatures are much larger than ours, so I think the fight aspect is not terrible. We did not win any matches with the Black Devotion deck. It's a Grim Lavamancer. Just the discard spell. These cards look so close to each other at a glance. I definitely thought these were both Ally Encampment. At least we have a 2-drop regardless of what they do here. That's nice. I assume they're going to take the Battlesinger. Yeah, just like the other one's just a mana dork, right? Dece. I like that this deck doesn't have to play Unclaimed, or doesn't have to play Ancient Ziggurat like Humans does. It seems nice. Yeah, I mean, like, they're playing Removal deck. Allies have so many copies of Champion of the Parish, it's kind of sweet. They lacked Thalia's Lieutenant, though, which is kind of a big deal, but I guess Battlesinger is, like, better than Lieutenant in some ways. That's unfortunate, but it's nice that we have Bladesinger to kill this. So we're only getting 1-for-1 tier. Yeah, no, not playing Collected Company in this deck is interesting. While the discard, the 4-cost discard ally felt powerful to be playing against Tron, I'm not sure that giving up Collected Company to play those cards is necessarily worthwhile. Like, it's very possible, like, some of these 4- and 5-mana allies in the deck should just be, like, Collected Companies. Oh, geez, I don't have another white source. I need to prioritize fetching white post-board. If I'd have fetched Temple Garden here, there was no reason to not fetch Temple Garden. God, we'd be winning this game by a ton if I'd have fetched Temple Garden. That's a huge punt. I'd have flooped all these pigs into play. Yeah, so because I had these, there's a Temple Garden in this deck, right? It would be really bad if there wasn't 2 fetchable white. Yeah, Temple Garden, Godless Shrine. So I definitely should have fetched Temple Garden on 1. There's a good chance we just get run out of the game now. So that's definitely, if we lose this game, I think it's almost certainly on me. Just like not being conscious of the cards that I boarded in and how I needed to fetch. You should watch the game we just beat Tron. You should watch game 2 against Tron in the first match. I think flash cards are worse than the discard spells. I think the discard spells are very, very good. I think Thoughtseize and Inquisition are some of the best pieces of disruption you can play in Modern. And then a lot of adding more counter spells to that style of deck is a trap. I think if you have access to black mana, you want to be playing the discard spells. Hopefully there's no justice and we rip a white source next turn, but pretty good chance we brick off and die here because I fucked up. Hopefully they're going to ban Blood Moon. Here's hoping. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Come on, opponent. Just let me find out if I'm going to draw my white source or if I'm going to get punished for my mistake. Please? Please? Please, opponent. Please, I need it. I need the turn. Give the turn to me. Give the turn to me. Give me the turn. Give me the turn. Nah, they probably just had something come up real life and just step away from their computer for a moment. That's often what these are. Yeah, white creature would work as well. I've got some experience using cards with Convoke, chat. I've got some experience using cards with Convoke. God, they'd be so dead. We'd have had 2 of these in play, along with all of these when we played this, and they'd have attacked for lethal. Treetop Village is one of the best creature lands in the format, for sure. I'm not blocking here. We're going to die to Bolt regardless. I guess jumping there turns on fetch lands. Yep, definitely lost that second game because I fetched the wrong land on turn 1. Just like one of those little things when you're not like being extra conscious of like cards you're sideboarding in. So like any time, it's not Bob. I lost that game because I fetched the wrong land on 1. I didn't need Stomping Ground and I had plenty of other sources. So I should have, if I would have fetched Temple Garden on 1, we would have cast Return to the Ranks and it would have won us that game. It wouldn't have been close. We would have smushed them deep into the ground. You can convoke off of white creatures, Bob. So Gideon might be ambitious, but like all of these white creatures make white mana towards Return the Ranks. It's not improvise. It's convoke like Court of Calling. You can cast Return the Ranks without tapping any lands. Yeah, I think the Return to the Rakes are genuinely very good. Yeah, I would agree that if we only had white sources off of our mana base, Return to the Rakes would be bad, but I think that game specifically, I fetch wrong. Also, this card taps for mana of any color, which is sweet. Yeah, you know, looking at this, someone commented, like, are you just supposed... I wonder, so... if you wanted to build more aggro humans, do you build it with an allies theme? Could you just, like, play Champion of the Parish, and Thalu's Lieutenant in this deck? And just, like, go ham on that? Like, cut these Cliffs and these Clerics. Like, all of these shitters are humans. So many of these shitters are humans. Like, there's a few that aren't, obviously, but, like, a lot of them are. This only powers up allies, I guess, so this is worse. I guess this is a lot worse. Maybe just Thalu's Lieutenant is worthwhile just because of the big boost it gives. The 4-drop Trample guy seems like some hot nonsense. I agree with that. That card seems real mediocre. This hand's pretty good. I kind of, like... I feel like Champion of the Parish specifically could be good just because, like, having 8 1-drop sounds really good in my aggressive deck. Like, I really like the idea of having 8 good 1-drops in the deck. Like, there's just so many 2s in this deck right now as it's built. I don't really have a favorite modern deck. We play a lot of different things and a lot of them are sweet. I think that's probably worse than Champion of the Parish. Right on time, Freeblade. I guess we get to go Battlesinger into Freeblade Reckless Bushwhacker next turn, so that's like kind of nice. It's a shame we don't have Cavern here against whatever they're doing. That's true. That's true. So do you... Well, so the problem with playing a 1-mana ramp creature is that we're not ramping into many 3-drops. Like, a lot of our deck is 2s. So I don't think you explicitly want ramp creatures so much as you just, like, want to curve out naturally. WotC's never given me a preview card. WotC gives Gathering Magic previews card because Gathering Magic is a content site that's existed for a long time. So Spell Snare, and they didn't fetch Steam Vents untapped on purpose, so that probably means our opponent's playing a control deck as opposed to Grixis Shadow. I'm going to go Freeblade into Reckless Bushwhacker here. The problem with the Chord decks is not having enough tools to fight the degenerate decks. The problem with Chord decks is that your chords are too slow to find your tools to fight the degenerate decks fast enough. The Spellweaver with the $10 donation. The red-green monsters with whatever creature and sideboard changes you want. Sounds good. 10 out of 10. Oh, well, you beat Netflix any day. Take my money. Sherman, thank you. Thank you for the 2-month resubscription and welcome back. I appreciate that. I think there's a lot of different directions you could take this deck. I think there's the idea of, like, having a human sub-theme. There's the idea of working in collected company, potentially, and just, like, Jin not being full 5 colors, potentially. We're kind of getting picked apart here, but at the same time, my opponent's down to the last card in their hand, so we've got some stuff left over here, which is nice. I feel like not playing Collected Company is probably a punt. Like, that card's just so good in these shitty creature decks. I mean, I've never said Coco is bad. The reason I don't like Collected Company is because it's high variance. I think I've always been pretty adamant about that. Someone commented that this ability seems optimistic. With Harabaz Druid, it doesn't seem that optimistic. It's weird that this card's an ally too. Shouldn't this be like an elf? Isn't this ability like Scream Elf? Yeah, I shouldn't play these pre-combat. If they have Electrolyze, they can punish me. Sequencing, etc., getting auto pass value. I mean, Aether Vial's controllable and consistent if you draw it on one. There's variance in Aether Vial in that, like, you need to draw it consistently in your opening hand for it to be good. There's a deck list on your screen. If you're on mobile, you can type !deck to get a list of the decks in the deck list in chat. Opponents kill all the things deck is currently executing its game plan well and killing all of our things. Alright, I mean, they're technically out of cards here. Their average card quality is probably better than our deck that has Aether Vial, though. Like, could you imagine if I had a Collected Company to draw here? That would be pretty good, right? Give my 0/1 double strike. Be afraid. Be very afraid. Oh, no. Oh, no. I drew Grey Ogre, they drew Cryptic Command. Yeah, like, this matchup and the Jund matchup that we just lost explicitly, these are the matchups where having a card like Collected Company to claw you back in using for some card advantage is very, very important. Like, our lack of an ability to generate a 2-for-1 against our opponent's deck is a big deal. Yeah, I'm done here. And Gulligan's commanded, earning a Snapcaster Mage back. What do you feel about Cryptic Man? I think it's an expensive, largely clunky card. Give this a try. Yep, every time they 2-for-1 us, we are down for the remainder of the game if we're not going to sneak out a win by being aggressive. Maybe Relic's okay. I don't know. What am I cutting? What am I cutting? Sideboarding is a 1-for-1 process. Like, what in my deck right now is Relic better than? Like, what piece of action is worth cutting so we can bring basically air in? I haven't spent time playing either really Cryptic Remand, so I try to avoid giving strong opinions on things that I don't have experience with. I would, if you wanted to, like, if someone put a gun to my head and asked me for an opinion, I'd say the Vial version has more results, so it's probably the better version, but I definitely haven't tested it for myself to know that firsthand. Oh yeah, that's true too. Don't bring in Return to the Ranks and the other thing. Seems like solid life advice. Yeah, it's possible cutting Relic or cutting Vial here is okay, just because Vial is technically card disadvantage. Like, we're unlikely to leverage the tempo from Vial in order to turn it into something super meaningful. And maybe if we get a game 3, we'll do that. We'll cut the Vials, just lean into our mana. Are there only 3 Caverns in this deck? That's super fucking wrong. I didn't notice that. That must be a budget thing. That has to be a budget thing. Yeah, there should definitely just be 4 Caverns. It's like it's strictly better than the Unclaimed Territory. Dr. Peasy, huh? Oh, what's it called? Burkhart's latest list was playing Dr. Peasy, right? Can we assemble Druidtron? We do have an absurd amount of mana. You are not wrong. Imagine if these Druids had text boxes. And, like, with Druid in the deck, this is another way to, like, cast Collected Company, right? We could potentially lethal them, yep. We can Diabolist and then Eerie Interlude. It's a shame I don't have a Cavern of Souls here. So, like, now if they do anything, I just, like, kill them with Eerie Interlude. Am I supposed to... No, I'm just gonna pass. I could pick up these Druids with Ally Encampment, huh? I don't want to blink, because if my opponent goes to... Like, they could bolt the Diabolist in response, and they're pretty likely to Field of Ruin me here, right? So, now that they did that, I get to Eerie Interlude here while they're tapped out, and now they die during their end step. Hello, darkness, my old friend. They can kill some of our allies in response to the triggers next turn. That is a thing they can do. Yep. But then I have this Return to the Ranks here, which is pretty good. My allies took the night off, opponent. I'll be back in a minute. They'll be back in a minute. We Eerie Interluded during our end step, which brings all of our allies back during our opponent's next end step. So I assume something's about to get terminated here. They need like push and terminate here probably. Or push and bolt. The final countdown. Do-do-do-do. Be-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Be-do-do-do-do. You're dead now. It doesn't look like you have removal spells. Do-do-do-do. Be-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Alright, so relics in. I guess I want this if they're going to have creatures. I'm born in Dromoka's command. Dromoka's command actually seems pretty decent, right? It lets me look at their hand, or it lets me fight their creature and protect from removal spells, potentially. We are 1-1 in this league. We're heading to game 3 against this Grixis deck. I guess Relic Return is awkward. I don't know. I just like the idea of cutting Aether Vial the more I think about it. We'll do 1 and 2 this other way. I would not call this deck smooth. I would say this deck is doing something that feels objectively powerful, even if some of the details are a little bit muddled, though. But I definitely feel like some of the details of what we have going on could use a little bit of clarification. Like, no. Need some lovely cocoa, I think. Gotta mix the cocoa in nice and fine. The devil is in the details. You are not wrong. It's a turn 2 Dr. PZ. Dr. Dre said, "Nothing, you idiots. Dr. Dre's dead. He's locked in my basement." Look at him walking around, grabbing the you-know-what, flipping him the you-know. Oh, that's not the one I want to cast, though. I probably got a couple of screws up in my head loose. Who doesn't love a little M&M? M&Ms are delicious, chat. They're delicious. Alright, tap out for some cantrips, opponent, so I can mess you up next turn. I'll mess you up real good. Gonna get him. Gonna get him. Get him. Arr, arr. I don't like the candy or his rap style. Look, you're entitled to your opinions, however wrong they may be. I mostly timed you out because you said you don't like candy, and only a monster doesn't like candy. This is game 3 in this match. Feel like they got a way to kill my druid. Yeah, poor little druid. I think I just go this into this. And then next turn I can go Cliffside Lookout, Surge the Bushwhacker. I agree. The fact that this deck isn't playing all... I feel like you should be playing all 12 of the Champion of the Parishes. Like, you should have 4 of these, 4 of these, 4 of these. I feel like not playing all the Champion of the Parishes seems a little medium. It feels like it's all over the place, and it has a lot of one-ofs. So, like, it feels like the person that put this together just, like, wanted to play all of the allies instead of just, like, focusing on playing the good ones. If we hit another land next turn, we can go Bladesinger into Bushwhacker. Just whack, whack, whack it up. Oh, no, don't kill my stuff. Don't kill my stuff! It's a shame we're bad at drawing Cavern of Souls. We're gonna try and see if this one resolves. I assume we're getting Cryptic Commanded. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Oh, hi, do 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 do. Another Freeblade's decent. It actually sounds kind of sweet. Yeah, you get a lot of, like I said, like there's 12 basically Champion of the Parish effects in this deck. Actually, if you use Scales, you could play Thalia's Lieutenant in here too for some absurdity. That's sad, Tefri. Do I play Battlesinger here? I feel like I want to play Battlesinger here. We're being buried in cryptic commands, chat. We're being buried in cryptic commands. It feels real bad. Ugh. I'm drowning. I'm drowning in cryptic commands. There's so many cryptic commands. Nope. I just play what the people send me to play. So this is what I was sent to play. Alright, we're done here. We're done. Let's try one more. Whoa! We have a 1-drop on 1 and a Cavern of Souls? What is this nonsense? That's another Champion of the Parish. This is pretty sure this is just what you want to do. Just like cast all the Champion of the Parishes. I think Eerie Interlude is probably some nonsense. Am I ready for tomorrow? I need time to prep for tomorrow. I have to pull all the deck lists together and such. Relic, you got me. You got me. We are in the Scred bracket, ain't that the truth? I wish Moto, when you had only one decision to make like that with cards like Relic, like, it should just exile the only card in my graveyard. Like, making me click on the only card in my graveyard is really tedious. Yeah, they might have enough spot removal to just constantly kill all our stuff. And again, we don't have a catch-up mechanic like Collected Company to power through a bunch of 1-for-1 spot removal. Feels bad, man. Like what the fuck is this doing in our deck? Like, what? Well, could you imagine if this was just Collected Company right now? Could you imagine if this was just like Collected Company? Like how absurd it would be? This card I actually think is probably pretty good. Yeah, I'm done. I'm done playing in spot removal sweeper decks without collecting company. So, takeaway on allies. The Bladesinger Champion of the Parish allies, they are really powerful, and they're doing something super strong. And if you didn't see our first match against Tron, you should watch the first match at least that this deck played against Tron and see like the objectively powerful things that this deck is doing. Like when your good cards come together, man, do they slam people. I think all of this is probably some nonsense. I think you probably just want to play 4 of the good cards like this. You probably want Collected Company in the deck. There's a non-zero chance you want to cast test Champion of the Parish and Thalia's Lieutenant in here too, just because like most of our good allies are humans anyways. So, what are we doing next? We got one more. We've got Naya Scape Shift to wrap things up. Just in case you felt like any of our leagues required too much thinking, we've got an easy